Hi everyone, it's nice to see you. Welcome back to WHU TV. I hope you're keeping well. This is the preview of West Ham's 19th and last away game of the 22-23 Premier League season, where we travel to the King Power Stadium to take on relegation-threatened Leicester City for a 4:30 kickoff, as it is across the rest of the league, on Sunday afternoon, live on Sky Sports. As always, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear, guys. But if there's any Leicester fans watching, as you can see from the icon that's up here, there's also Leicester retro gear in there as well, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Umbro and Admiral, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, I'll be sending directly on to the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as they are supporting 39 separate food banks to help people put food on their tables in these very, very difficult 3 to 4 years we've been facing, basically pre and post COVID. So go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I. So guys, let's start off by talking about the officials, as we always do. The referee, unfortunately, is Simon Hooper. His assistants are Adrian Holmes and Richard West. The fourth official is Matt Donoghue. The VAR is Chris Kavanagh, and his assistant is Dan Robatham. So yeah, it's a good thing there's nothing riding on it for West Ham, isn't it, eh? Honestly, just before we go into any details further, obviously West Ham have got one eye, or both eyes really, on the Europa Conference League final. I know we have as a fan base, and there's nothing riding on this game for West Ham. There is everything riding on this game for Leicester, as we'll talk about in a minute. Now, as we remember, we lost 2-0 at home in mid-November, with goals from James Maddison on the 8th minute and on the 78th minute, Harvey Barnes, which is a player I'm sure a lot of us want, myself included. Both players who scored in that game are linked to be away from Leicester next season, whether they stay up or not. Now, our last 6 trips to the King Power Stadium, or the Walker Stadium as it used to be known, we've won 2, drawn 2 and lost 2, and David Moyes' record is exactly the same, of winning 2, drawing 2 and lost 2. Now, Leicester are 2 points from safety on 31 points, 9 points behind us going into this fixture. They've won 8 games, drawn 7 and lost 22. They've scored 49 goals and conceded 67. Now, their home record so far this season, they've won 4, drawn 4 and lost 10, scoring 21 goals and conceding 26. And their last 5 games at home, they've won 1, drawn 1 and lost 3. So yeah, their average points apparently is 0.89, so it's good from that point of view. As I said, there's a lot of impetus for West Ham's perspective. Now, Leicester's style of play is playing with short passes, attempting through balls often, attacking down the left and taking long shots. They are also known to play in their own half and play the offside trap, but they are strong at shooting from direct free kicks, creating long shot opportunities and coming back from losing positions. I hope they're not going to do that on Sunday. They are pretty weak at stopping opponents from creating chances, defending against through ball attacks and defending against skillful players, which is fantastic from our point of view, because we do have quite a few decent players in there. But, Paquetá's really kicked on in the last couple of months. Fornals is really repeating his form that we know he's got in him. Rice is doing what Rice has always done, etc., etc. But they are also weak at aerial duels, defending against counter-attacks and set pieces, and avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. But they are very weak at avoiding the offside trap and defending against long shots. So I'm sure Rice could get a hat-trick out of this game. Now, since Dean Smith's arrived in the middle of April, their go-to formation so far seems to be it crosses the line between a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3. Because this is only going to be, the 4th home game now. I think, where are we? Their 4th home game. Now, looking at injuries, 4th home game under Dean Smith, I should say. Now, looking at injuries, James Justin and Vestergaard are out until probably next month due to the respective calf and shin injuries. Ward is ruled out with a dislocated finger. Bertrand is 50% chance of returning due to a lack of match fitness. Pereira is out with a tight hamstring, and Sayuchu and Evans are out with thigh injuries as well. Ndidi is a 25% chance of returning from a tight hamstring, and Dewsbury Dewsbury Hall is also that 25% chance of returning due to an ankle injury as well. But you know, guys, a lot of these players are going to be fit. You just know it. The club are going to do whatever they can to make sure that they've got the majority of their squad to be able to choose from. Now, their highest goal scorer at home, no real surprise, is Harvey Barnes with 5 goals, of great attacking centre and midfielder, with James Maddison very close behind him, who's also their highest goal assister with 4 goals and 4 assists. As I said earlier, both players are being linked with a move from Leicester. Players to look out for, other than the guys we just mentioned: Sutar, Johnny Evans, even Amate, Fayes are the highest aerial duel winners, so we need to keep an eye out for that. Those guys, Tielemans, Casanigi, Vardy, Daka, Tete. It'd be interesting to see what happens with Jamie Vardy if we beat them and they go down. Very interesting to see what happens with him. Will he stay with them? I reckon he would. I reckon he could. But guys, if we do beat them, let me know if there's any players. Let me know in the comments below if there's any players you'd like for West Ham to go in for. I personally, Castaniglia, I think is a great right back. I wouldn't mind. I can't remember his name properly, but I wouldn't mind their left back either as well, for that matter. 2 positions we really, really need to try and reinforce. But anyway, guys, turning to West Ham, as I said, as I kind of hinted on it earlier, you know, we've got all eyes and all feet and all hands basically on the Conference League final. So I can see a lot of rotations, but I still think we're going to have a strong starting 11 out there, guys. I really, really genuinely do. I mean, down to 75% chance of returning from the cold that he had last week, which meant he missed the Leeds game, and Aguerd is also 50% chance due to the knock that he picked up after the semi-final second leg as well, which again ruled him out of Leeds. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if either or both do start, and obviously, you know, Scamacca's still out, but could be back for the final. At least he could be in and around the squad for that anyway. So yeah, this brings us round nicely to the starting 11 that I'm hoping that David Moyes is going to put out. If I was Moyes, this is the starting 11 that I would put out. Now, this, as I say, I've gone for a lot of rotations, but I still think this is a very, very good starting 11. And if we don't have the majority of this side, fair play. But if we do, it will be a very, very good. There's a lot of these players are going to want to try and cement themselves into the cup final. You know, it's our first cup final since the day I was born, and our first European one since I was -4 years old. You know, so it's very, very good from this point of view. I mean, obviously, you know, taking 2006 out of the equation, you know, I really genuinely hope that. But anyway, we'll go into it in more detail when we do the preview in a week or so's time. But yeah, it's the starting. This is the starting 11 that I really want to hope and see that David Moyes is going to put out, because it's still a very, very good squad in my opinion. Fabianski in goal, with a back four of Soufal, Zuma, Ogbonna and Emerson. Lanzini, Downs and Fornals in midfield, supporting Bowen, Mubama and Cornet up front. So thank you very, very much for your time, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure to chat with you all through this season once again. We will be doing the live watch-along for the game on Sunday, and it's quite a poetic justice from one point of view that the first watch-along for this channel was was Leicester away at the end of the season when we needed to stay up. And this fixture isn't the same sort of thing from that, but it will be the 1000th piece of content on the video, on the channel. Genuinely, this video is 999. So to have the 1000th video to be the first fixture watch along this channel ever did is very, very poetic justice. So I really hope we get to see you on Sunday. It'll be great fun. We'll bring the beers. We'll have a good laugh. You'll get to listen to some music as we always do. And we'll just enjoy it, because at the end of the day, guys, this isn't the last game of our season. It's the last game of the Premier League season. It's not the last game of ours. When was the last time we could genuinely say that? After 2006. It's phenomenal. So guys, thank you very, very much for your time. Enjoy your weekend, and I hope to see you on Sunday. We'll keep an eye out on what's going on with the bottom three during the game as well. But in the meantime, look after yourselves. Enjoy the beautiful weather out there, and I'll see you very soon. All the best now. Take care.